Today I thought that I would cover some of the most frequently asked questions when it comes to canning, and Bobby's here to help me with that.
I got all the questions right here. I'm gonna try to ask these questions, and I can't promise you that I'm gonna stay out of trouble. We'll see how it goes. All right, the first question is, do I have to use canning salt? Can't you just use that regular box of Morton salt that's on everybody's table?
It's preferable to use canning salt because it's pure salt, but if you didn't have anything else, then yes, you could use table salt. The problem with table salt is that it has fillers in it which prevent it from caking. And those fillers can cloud the liquid in your jars a little bit, and you don't want to have cloudy jars because that's one of the indicators of spoiled food. So if you start out with cloudy food, then you're kind of throwing one of your safety precautions out the window.
I need all the safety precautions I can get.
So you would really want to start out with clear liquid if at all possible, and you'll get that from the canning salt.
All right, use the canning salt. Okay, next question. At the end of your videos, you always say the same thing. Remove the rings, wash the jars, and then label and all this kind of stuff. Why do you have to remove the rings on there? Ain't you worried about when you move it that thing's gonna pop off, the lid pop off?
Those lids are on there good and tight, and in order to get them off, you have to pry them upwards. In order to get the rings off, you have to twist them off. So if you leave them on there, they can rust, and the rings and lids will weld themselves together. And if you do that, you're not able to twist them off or lift them off. So it's best to remove those rings and leave them off. The lid's not going to fall off, don't worry about that. And after you remove the rings, you need to wash the jars because you can slop food on the rim of the jar and it'll be up there under the ring, and that can lead to rust. And
okay.
You can also, sometimes food will spew out the top of the jar during the canning process,
yeah.
So the jars can be messy. So you need to remove the rings and wash the jars. Write the date on the top and the contents of what you can, because later you might not even recognize it or remember what it was.
Yeah. All right, next question. What is the shelf life of home canned foods? This ought to be a good one here. Yeah.
They say that you should only can as much food as you can use within 1 year. However, that does not mean that the food will go bad in 1 year. That's just the guidelines. So only can as much as you can use in 1 year. According to information on the internet from the Ball Canning Company, as long as you can the food properly and the lid is sealed, that food should last indefinitely. However, it will lose nutritional value and will degrade over time. Doesn't mean it will go bad, it just will degrade so that it doesn't have as much nutritional value.
It won't be very attractive when you put it on a plate.
No, it might not be as pretty. It might not taste as good.
So eat it in the dark and then you won't know.
It won't necessarily be bad. But 1 year is the general guidelines.
Okay, do what you can use in 12 months, and next year grow another garden.
Right.
Okay.
And hope for the best.
Hope for the best. All right, next question. What is Clear Jel, and where can a fella buy it?
Clear Jel is a modified cornstarch, and it's not to be confused with Sure Jel, which is a pectin that you can buy in your local grocery store. You probably will not be able to find Clear Jel in your local grocery store. The only place you can buy it is at an Amish store or online. So I buy mine from an online Amish store called Kaufman's Fruit Farm and Market. They have the best price that I can find, and they're in Pennsylvania, so depending on how far you live away from Pennsylvania will determine how bad your shipping costs will be. So that's where I buy mine. I'm not affiliated with them at all.
But there will be a link in the box below.
I'll put a link to their website in the description box.
Next question is, where do you buy the bottles you use in your videos for them, like the strawberry syrup and all that kind of stuff?
I buy those bottles from a website called Fillmore Containers, and I'm not affiliated with them either. I'm not affiliated with anybody that I recommend on these videos. And if you buy the bottles from them, you need to get the ones that are marked CT, which stands for continuous thread. They are threaded like the canning jars that we use. The other types of bottles they sell are log types, which are like the commercial bottles that you can buy. Well, not buy, but
The caps press on there, it's one-time deal. You can't screw it on and off.
Well, they have like 3 little lugs on the lid, and the bottles are like 3 little lines. They do it that way because it's easier for machinery to put the lids on the bottles.
Right.
But the home canned ones, their continuous thread runs around the lip of the bottle, and the lids are threaded that way too. So the bottles that I buy require the 38 CT lid. That's the other thing that people often ask. And whenever you go to their website and you decide on which bottle you want to buy, they'll tell you right there which lid fits that bottle. So
Okay.
that's where I buy them. Fill more containers. A link will be in the description box.
All right, the last question is this one I've been wondering about. Why do I have to use a non-metallic object to remove the air bubbles from the jars? Why can't I just stick a regular knife or a fork down in there and go like that and let it go?
You need to use a non-metallic object when you remove the air bubbles from your jars, because the metal can scratch your jars and it can lead to breakage. If you think about how you cut glass, you score the glass with a metallic object, then you snap it in two. That's all there is to it. So if you do that to your jars, then it could lead to breakage.
Your glass might snap, mine breaks.
And that's one of the reasons why the old mayonnaise jars would break so often.
Yeah.
It's because a knife had been used in them so often.
Brilliant thinking there.
So use a non-metallic object to remove your air bubbles, and you'll avoid breakage.
All right, that makes sense. Well, that was all the questions I have for right now.
Okay, well, I hope that covers the most frequently asked questions. I hope it helps.
Y'all take care, and Lord willing, we'll see you next time. All right, it's all you. Today, we're standing on the side of the railroad track. Trying to film this video because it's the only place that we can get out of the wind.
I'll start the other one.
All right, first question is, why do I have to use a non-metallic object to get the air bubbles out in the jars? Why can't I just
wait
stick...
a minute. Use these questions. Use these.
Okay, everybody knows about Clear Jel. That's the stuff you make the Jello out of, right?
Jello.
Jello, right?
You don't make Jello.
Okay. Never mind. Forget this. Okay. Cut. Let's go back and try to do that. Let me just stick to the answer. Stick to the question like it's written instead of acting like I know what I'm doing. All right, next question.
That's a trick question.
What was the answer?
Yes, I will. Oh, I'll try to make do.
Okay.
That took some forethought there. A website called Kaufman's Fruit Farm and Market. You want to?
And there will be a link down in the box below.
Garbage truck.
Wait for the garbage truck to pass. Okay, cut. Do this again. All right, let's see. Next question is. You ought to know.
Yes.
Cut. Scene deleted.